I cannot believe that I get to say this. Welcome to Currently Spiraling. We made it. It's time. We're here. Holy crap. I am sweating. I am literally sweating. We're here. Do I still know how to do a podcast? I think so. This is so different than chatting with you on Instagram, on TikTok. So if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, welcome to the show. And if you are watching this on YouTube, welcome to our new YouTube home on the channel. There are so many things we need to talk about, share. Okay, let's get into this. This has been the hardest year of my life. Is literally the understatement of the freaking year, okay? No, because that, saying it's been the hardest year of my life, that's just a thing we say when it's been a hard year. No, it's as if my entire life exploded. My entire life imploded. And everything that could and did and should go wrong did go wrong. The life that I thought I would have by now is not the life that I have right now. And I mean, where do we even start? Taryn got laid off. Is how this entire thing started. And I love my life, okay? I really, really, truly do. But I thought that I would be further by now. I thought we would have owned a house by now. I thought we would have a family by now and have kids by now. I thought that I would be further along in my career by now. And life just decided to give me something different. And we just went through the literal hardest year, the worst financial year you could possibly imagine. I mean, being month to month, not knowing if we were going to be able to afford paying our bills, because I was doing this content creator thing full time and we only had my income that was coming in, which by the way is very up and down. You have some good months when you get a bunch of brand deals, and then sometimes you don't get any brand deals for months and months, especially if you don't have a clothing line or if you don't have a product that you're pushing out there, which I don't yet, and you're only reliant on just brands and brand deals. It's very unstable. And those of you who are creatives or that are entrepreneurs, you get it. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you just go back and get an office job, Joe? Let me tell you, I tried, okay? Let's talk about being in digital advertising for over 10 years. The job market right now, it is actually insane. And the both of us actually started applying to jobs, trying to get a normal job to try to make income. But no, it is so savage out there. And I swear, I don't know if it's my resume, which by the way has 11 plus years of digital advertising experience. And because that comes with a certain income level, having a VP title in your industry or a director of sales, which I also had on my resume, it comes with a certain level of income expectations. I think people interviewing you expect that you need more money. And so I swear I was getting passed on. This is what I feel. Because let me tell you, I know my interview skills. I have great interviewing skills. Okay. I'm very confident when it comes to interviewing. But for whatever reason, I just was not getting the call back. They were hiring a lot younger, entry level, and I swear they were hiring kids out of college for the role, or just kids that basically weren't asking for as much money as I. Listen, I don't know why. And you know what? Maybe I'm just justifying it in my head to make myself feel better that that's why I didn't get the job. Maybe my interviewing skills aren't as good as what I think, but for whatever reason, I just could not find a job. And it wasn't like I wasn't getting the interviews or getting the job opportunities. We were just being really picky about the stuff that we decided to take. And then same with Taryn. He actually was also doing interviews and he was getting opportunities, but it required us to pack everything and move our entire life from LA to Orange County for not a lot of money or not as much money as what we were making. So Taryn and I just decided, you know what? We are both doing content. Let's just put our heads down and let's try to make the both of us be able to do this full time and just see what happens. And what's the craziest part is that I actually ended up sharing on social media, just sharing, hey, Taryn got laid off and I'm literally unhinged. Like I'm spiraling. There's so many things in my head. We were having such a hard time with our finances, being month to month, being negative in our bank account, calling my mom to borrow money. I mean, you name it, we did it. I mean, it was literally the hardest financial year of our life. And I didn't think we would be in this place, especially at my age, especially at our age, right? My husband is 8 years younger than me. And it took a village to help us get back on our feet financially. But even now, we are still going through it and we have decided to take the jump, trying to make it as full-time content creators, not knowing what's going to happen. It very much is a month-to-month thing. Some months are really good. Some months are tighter than others, but that's the life that we have decided to do. And for right now, we don't have kids. We don't have a mortgage. And so we can do that and take all the risks, but it definitely isn't easy, but this is the sacrifice that we have as a family decided to take because we believe in what we are doing so much. And you're probably thinking that we're absolutely insane, but I have so much faith that it's all going to come together because God, like he is the same God then that he is now. He has never let me down. And I know it's eventually going to come together. And my faith is literally what has been keeping us afloat. As insane as that might sound, I feel like in times when you are financially struggling, like what do you have to hold on to if not your faith or whatever it is that you believe in to get you through the next day? And there are hard days where I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what our bank account is going to look like. I don't know what are we actually doing with our life, even though I do know what we're doing with our life. Like we have a clear direction, but it's part of the craziness that comes with being in a creative industry that is very up and down, where you don't have consistent income. I know I just went on an entire career tangent on there. Okay, let's get all of our thoughts together. I just feel like I am all over the place. Shocker. This is why we have our notes. Okay. Take a breath, Joe. There's like so much I want to say, and I'm trying to pack it all in this episode. And no, Joe, you cannot do that. Stay on topic. Okay. We have been trying to get pregnant for a couple of years now, and I started to share my fertility journey online. It started with 43 and trying. And that's when I started to just share trying to get pregnant at an older age. And now I'm up to 45 and trying. And sadly, on top of Taryn being laid off and all of the financial things that we were just struggling with, I recently found out that I am infertile and that I can't have kids using my own eggs. And I cannot tell you how hard that is to process as a woman. I just recently found out, so I feel like I'm still in the spiral, like I'm still processing it in real time. I feel like this topic deserves its own episode in itself, and I want to get into more of the details to that. I'm sure some people are thinking, why did you wait so long? And what the hell were you thinking you were going to get pregnant at 45? Of course you cannot get pregnant at 45. And I have so many thoughts on that and want to share a lot of that. But I think that deserves its own piece. The interesting thing that happened that I was so surprised about is that I started to share this entire insanity that we've been going through, and I started to share it on social media, and I started to share it on Instagram and TikTok, and I started to just say, hey, my husband got laid off and I feel really unhinged and I feel like I'm spiraling, and I was a little bit like insecure about sharing that, but to be so for real, I just wanted to feel a little less alone. It was like a diary. It was so therapeutic for me to talk about because these are conversations that we don't normally have out loud, but I was spiraling in my head and I had to get it out. And so I did. And I put it out there for the world to judge. And what ended up happening surprised me. Instead of the judgments and the criticism, which of course you get some of that too on social media, the majority of the comments were like, oh my gosh, me too. Oh my gosh, I'm going through a really hard season too. Thank you for making me feel seen. Oh my gosh, that happened to my husband too. And I started to realize there are so many people right now going through the hardest time. And we're just not talking about this stuff. Like, we're not talking about the bad finances. We're not talking about the job loss. We're not talking about struggling getting pregnant. There's just all of these things that women are spiraling about. And we are just quietly keeping it in our head, or maybe we're telling a friend, but like, we're literally not saying this stuff out loud. Why aren't we talking about this stuff out loud? Why are we sitting in silence? And that is actually what inspired this show. I just felt like you were also going through this horrible, hard time of your life. And if I can just make one person feel a little more seen, a little less alone, hopefully provide something of value in each episode, I feel like I'm having a good day, Like, I feel like I'm doing my job as a creator. And I would feel so proud that this show touched a life, even in the smallest way. And so that's how this podcast came to be. I asked you if you thought that I should take the idea of my life falling apart and package it into a show and talk about all the things that women quietly spiral about, but we rarely say out loud. So whether you are single and you get all this pressure from your family or friends of when are you going to find the guy, when are you going to get married? Or maybe you finally did get married and now you've got all the pressure of when you're going to get pregnant and when you're going to have babies. Or maybe you already have a family and now you've got all this pressure of when are you going to buy a house, right? Or maybe you're just going through a really hard time with your finances, or you have the job you thought was going to be your dream job and it ends up it's not at all what you envisioned actually. Or maybe you're just looking around you at all of your friends. I know I am being like, how does everybody have their life together? And I literally cannot figure this thing called life out. Everybody just seems to know what they're doing, or they're just moving on in life. And you start to like compare yourself with your friends, with the people around you, with coworkers, with your peers. And it can drive you absolutely insane. Like, why do we do that? But we do. And it's enough to drive you mad, And so whatever it is that you are spiraling about, welcome to your new home. We are going to talk about it all. Nothing is off limits. I mean, I want to get so real. And I spent so much time trying to figure out the perfect thing to say on this first episode. And am I going to say it right? And I looked it up on ChatGPT to figure out how to package it the perfect way. And I'm like, Joe, just speak from your heart, you crazy maniac. And just say whatever the hell it is that you want to say. Notes be damned, right? But they do help. So let's talk about what the show is and what the show is not. What this show is I just want to create a home and a space where you can feel safe to comment, to DM me, topic ideas and things you want to chat about that maybe you're spiraling about, I actually came up with this get it off your chest bowl where I thought it would be fun to have you write in whatever it is that you're spiraling about. And then each episode, I thought it would be fun to like take one from the bowl and like read it and talk about whatever it is that you're whatever it is that you're spiraling about, so that you don't feel so alone, and so that you know that there are other women who are also going through whatever it is that you're going through. And so if you are going through a really hard time, please DM our Instagram account at currently spiraling with 2 G's, and you can write in and let me know, like, what is your spiral of the week? What is it that you are struggling with? What is it that you are pulling your hair out about? No judgments. Like, literally, I just think that we should have more spaces like this where we can have honest conversations about the stuff we don't talk about, like infertility, like having a negative bank account, and having a hard month financially. And no, I can't meet you for dinner this week because I need to save my money to be able to afford my rent, my car payment. Like, these are all real things. And I am so exhausted of acting as if, and, oh, well, you came from a reality show, so shouldn't you have all this money and all this stuff? First of all, don't even get me started. I am not an actor, right? We do not get paid like SAG or AFTRA, so we don't get royalties every time an episode airs and continues airing, right? So no, it's hustle and grind and blood, sweat, tears, trying to find the next gig, trying to find the next brand deal. And by the way, this is not me complaining. I wouldn't have it any other way. But yes, there are really hard seasons and really hard days and minutes and times where I'm thinking like, Joe, what in the actual hell are you doing? Like, is this really the life you chose? But yes, it is. Because you know what? I get to do this and I get to be here with you. I get to connect with you. And we get to spiral and go through this crazy thing called life together, because I don't think that we should go through it alone. And I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but it's been a really, really, it's been a really hard year, and it's the first episode and we're already crying, but this is real and this is what life looks like. It's messy. It's beautiful. It's ugly. It's insane. It's what in the actual hell am I doing? It's don't yuck my yum. It's so many things. And I just feel like if there is a place where we can talk about it and feel a little bit held, a little less alone, it makes it a little easier to go through it. I know that I have felt so grateful and so thankful for you for being there for me through all of this infertility stuff. And even last year, and coming out of it this year, going through our hardest financial year ever, I really don't know what I would have done without you. I don't know what I would have done without your support. Just being there for me, being there for Taryn and I, and literally holding my crazy. And you never made me feel judged, and you never made me feel less than. And so thank you. Like, actually thank you for that. And so that's what this show is about. I am not a life coach. God, I am not a life coach. You don't want me coaching your life. I'm literally in the middle of my spiral and I'm in the thick of it. And so I am definitely not qualified to give you life advice. This is not a self-help podcast. I am not going to give you 5 tips on how to optimize your life. I'm definitely not a guru. So I'm not going to be able to sit here and like philosophize, make a really strong statement about your life to give you motivation to be able to like make it to the next day. Like, I'm not that expert. But you know what I am an expert at? I am 1000% the expert on messy, on spiraling, on being in the thick of it, because that's literally my life right now in a nutshell. And so that is where I can step in and speak to you from a place of I am in the middle of it. Tears, the ugly, the fugly, the overthinking at night, the not being able to sleep at night, trying to calculate if our math is going to math this month and justify my Amazon purchase so that we can pay our rent at the end of the month. Like all of the things that we do when we are in the middle of the chaos. Okay, maybe not shopping, but you know what I mean. It's just like, I am in the spiral. I am in the mess. I am in the chaos. And so I can be here with you and go through it with you and hold your hand through it. And we can go through this crazy ride of life together. And hopefully you leave watching an episode laughing, ugly crying with me, being entertained. And maybe once I start having guests on at some point, getting value out of the episode. I would love to eventually bring on people that can maybe give you actual, real great advice with actual tips and things that you can take away and help your life, right? If you need help, God, I know I need the help. So God knows I need the help. But just thank you. If you have been here since my pop candy days, shout out to Crystal, our very first podcast we ever had. So much fun. It feels so full circle. This is my first time actually launching anything by myself. And I cannot tell you how nerve-wracking it is. I used to have a podcast called Pop Candy where I had a co-host, one of my best friends to this day, Crystal, and I did that with her together. In high school, I was on a cheerleading squad, and that was also a team, and I had other people with me. I was also on Real Housewives of Orange County, for those of you that don't know. Literally the reason why I am here today, and I was one of the original 5 girls that started that entire franchise. Season 1, we're literally about to celebrate our 20-year anniversary of Housewives as a franchise. I cannot believe it. By the time you're watching this episode, the first episode of Real Housewives would already be on your TV screens. And when I think about that, that was also me being a part of a team. And so this is really my first time going at this alone. And of course, I have all of these insecurities and all of these thoughts in my head of like, can I really do this? Can I really hold a show by myself? Can I really go week after week and just share? But I feel like you make me feel like I can. And as much as like I have lived a lot of my life in front of the camera, this is such a different medium to be here on YouTube, or if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, like to be in your ears week after week. I'm actually currently taking a course called The Conscious Creator, and it's ran by this incredible creator, Christina Galbado. And it's a visibility course where I started to have all this stuff come up when I knew that I was going to launch this podcast solo. Things like, am I good enough? Things like, can I really speak into people's lives? Or can I really be entertaining enough? Or can I really speak for an hour? Or, hold a show for an hour, or hold people's attention for an hour? I started to realize I actually have a thing that I'm working on, which is being able to show up authentically as myself by myself. I've never actually done that fully. It's different on Instagram, on TikTok, in a quick 2-3 minute video. That's easy. But to week after week show up and feel like you're good enough to hold your own show, but I really feel like I have so much to say right now because I'm in this time of my life that feels so uncertain, that doesn't look at all like what I thought it was going to look like. And whatever it is for you, whatever it is that you're going through, I just hope that Currently Spiraling can be a space where you feel like you have a community of other people going through the same season of life with you, or you can just find some commonality with someone else. And I mean, if we can just feel a little bit less alone, it just makes life a little bit more sweeter. I know that's so cheesy to say, but like, it's so true, because who wants to go through this alone? I know I don't. I don't think you do either. So thank you for just being here. Thank you for sitting and listening to this entire first episode. I hope that I can bring you enough entertainment and enough story to be able to just continue coming back. And I want to have guests on. So if you're watching this on YouTube, comment below and let me know, what kind of guests would you want to see? Like, do you want to just see normal people talking about their normal lives, right? And when I say normal, I mean like normal humans, not in entertainment. Do you want reality stars on here? Do you want experts to come on? You know, for me, I just want to bring people on that have a story to tell. Maybe they're in the middle of their spiral, or maybe they are on the other side of it and can provide some value, some insight. I think it would be fun to also have experts that come on and maybe give actual advice, advice that I can't give right now with everything just being so cloudy and me being in the thick of the storm. And so I would love to build this show with you. And so you tell me what it is that you would love to see. I have an idea of what I think would be great for the show, but I think it is so valuable to get your feedback, to know what is it that you want to see. So that would be really helpful if you could let me know. And if you aren't following us on Instagram, you can find us at Currently Spiraling with 2 G's at the end. Follow us there and then DM me, what is your spiral of the week? And if you do, I'll go ahead and read through them and then put you in our little get it off your chest bowl here for your chance at being featured and read on the episode. So that'll be fun to do. And yeah, that way, whatever it is that you're going through or what you're spiraling about, I promise you, if I read it, it'll make somebody feel less alone. So how do I end this? I don't even know. How do I end a podcast again? If you aren't following us on Apple or Spotify, make sure you are. Also, if you can leave a review. I know this is just the first episode, so like, what are you going to even review other than me overthinking and overanalyzing every single thing that I just said on the show? What can you even leave a review about? It's literally the first episode. Calm down, Joe. Okay, fine. But all of your reviews help me be able to get the word out about the show. If you want to wait for a few more episodes before you fully judge it, that's probably good too, but every review helps. So if you aren't following the show on Apple or Spotify, make sure you are. Whew. And yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to say. I think I need to order actual cards that don't have my smudged lipstick from the trailer. Shout out to my bestie Drizzy for directing that trailer. We got lipstick on my fake podcast card, but yeah, I kind of want to actually order real ones of this, but we'll see. Do I even need it? Maybe I can just hold the phone with my notes. Anyway, there we are, spiraling about notes. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. I am so excited to move forward and talk more week after week, to share all the things that I'm spiraling about, to read all the things that you're spiraling about and have honest conversations about them. And yeah, I love you so much. I hope you come back next week. And if you don't, I might have to just call you and be like, hello. Yeah, I know you watched the first episode and you didn't think it was good, but can you just give me one more chance? Can you just come back next week and give me one more chance? Okay, thanks. Also, nobody uses a phone anymore. Kids, back in my day, we used to have this thing called a phone, and you plug this into a wall, and then you would have to actually push numbers on the phone, and then the phone would ring, and then you would be able to speak on the phone. Wow. Totally aging myself. It's fine. Anyway, currently spiraling. First episode. That's a wrap. I hope you come back next week. I love you so much, and welcome to your new home where you too can spiral your face off. Okay, that's not going to be the tagline. Okay, we're going to work on that.